Welcome back, everybody. This is the first ever in-depth review. And we're going to start off with Amadeus Cho. Um, let's look into the gears real quick. Just kind of get all the basics out the way. You know, pretty straightforward stuff, basic stuff. We all know how this has to go here. Um, skill cooldown is important though for him because it's pretty easy to get his defense pin up. He has it natively. Obelisk, very important. Invincibility. Uh, I could get a better one with 50 HP is below 50% for 5 seconds. That's definitely the one you want for him. Now I wanted to change it to this one on the right. I just got that obelisk, to kind of go in with his dodge because he does have a dodge proc on his passive, his 4-star passive, and he has guaranteed dodge, but guaranteed dodge doesn't get boosted by dodge, so I don't know. And the heal, I don't think the heal is better than the invincibility, and he's already at 50% defense pin, so giving him that, I think the other one was 29, the one he has now is 22, that'd just be giving him an extra like 7%, so he'll be over by 7%. We don't want to do that. So now spy tactics at one point was like the best ISO in the game, but it is the best ISO for Cho, because I think if you gave him like if you have his uniform, if you don't, I would go with Hawkeye because you want his cooldown to be on 50%, so all his skills flow. You know what I'm saying? You just can keep doing the damage, piling the DPS. But skill cooldown, I mean not skill cooldown, spy tactics is perfect for Cho because with his uniform, as you're gonna see, or as we all probably know, it changes his 5th skill and it gives him basically like a crazy buff. So it's 40% all attack, so that might cancel out. Let's say if you have a fully awakened overdrive, it might cancel out that 40% all attack that you get from there, so you might want to go with that so that you can just focus on maxing out the defense pin, and you still get that cooldown, and you could get his cooldown pretty high, if you just put it on everything on the 4th gear, and give him some uru here and there. Now I just wanted to show, we're getting onto his uniform now. I just wanted to show what uniforms you might need to get to the stats, if you want to upgrade those uniforms. I worked on this one as soon as they dropped the uniform upgrade system. I just felt like the uniform was just it's ridiculous, very ridiculous. Like, it gives him a lot more survivability. You get super armor, which is immune to guard break. You get all defense, which is, goes well with that. The skills that change, I think it's his 1st and his 2nd. It gives him like more AoE, which makes him, and like it's a guard break, but it's like a stun. It's like those skills. Even the last skill that we just talked about, all those skills are like stuns. As you're gonna see later on in the video when we test some things out. But anyway, probably saying too much too early. Let's jump into chapter 11, which is what we like to do when we do these things. Now Cho is a stronger character, so I wanted to really test his abilities. Okay, you're not gonna do that with the shifter. Let's start this over. Now as you see, one hit. Pretty simple stuff. One hit. Pretty simple stuff. He does good against mobs on stages. I think the Asgardian mobs would be a little bit more tough and a little bit more interesting to see him fight. Probably should have did that, but nobody wants to sit there playing around in those stages. You want to get in there and get out. You know what I mean? Or use those clear tickets. but he went through that pretty easily. Now, this is why you want his defense pin at 50%, because he's just taking chunks out of Loki, you know? And it's very interesting because all the bosses after chapter 10, they're like stun resist and snare resist, you know what I'm saying? Immune to guard break. Those things are pretty interesting. Look at that shield, 15, 13. It's crazy. But he was just taking chunks. Now, as you saw, that invincibility proc kept us alive, you know? We probably would have took a lot less damage if we had those extra 2 seconds. And if it was below 50%, so we would lose less health in turn also. But it is what it is. Now we're gonna put on his uniform, or we're gonna jump into 11-4. I had thought I put on Hawkeye. I wanted to make sure if I need to change it, but I left it with Spy Tactics. I wanted to show y'all the Hawkeye, but you know, Cho must have a way with the ladies, huh? Another shifter. Asgardian, huh? Well, we are in Asgard anyway. Now in this run, I died, but I died because I wasn't playing smart. You know, I figured, hey, let's just, you know, face tank this guy here. I hate Malekith, I really do. I hate him. That's just probably because I used to have trouble with him in timeline once upon a time. So, you know, I got a hidden beef with Malekith. You know? Need to go holler at Thor. Anyway. Don't mind me. Alright, so in this run, we're gonna let it go straight through, because this is the run we wanted. More or less. But we had to definitely try that again, because he can do this. I wasn't playing smart. But once again, this just leads to my conclusion that all you need with Cho is 50%, I say over 40% skill cooldown, 50% defense pin, and you want that invincibility proc, 5 seconds. Below 50%. 40 just is not going to cut it. You know? Anything less than 5 is just, you know, you're not helping, because what we had to do here is basically at this point kind of fall back, because he has so much CC. You know what I mean? Now, if we had a little team up and all those things, that probably would have contributed to making this easier, but you want to see how he does in his own end. That's just how, like, his defense is really good. Like, how is he not dead? And the dodge, that guaranteed dodge is kicking in. Like, his defense is really good. Any other character might have been dead, you know what I'm saying, with those little hits. So, you know, you want to just build on top of that, because he does have really good defense, you know? Really good defense. It's impressive, man. It's impressive. It's impressive what they did with Cho. And his uniform makes him, well, we're gonna get into this later on, but Infinity Thanos. But anyway, his uniform makes him so good, and it's like he didn't even go through a rebalancing yet, so there's still space for him to grow, even with this probably one of the best uniforms in the game. Now, coincidentally, Cho was on my recommended list for Timeline this week, so that worked out. And in Timeline, I would like to say he's very good. You're gonna see. Now, simply if we had Wasp and Groot, I think it'd made Cho's job a lot easier, because his damage is nuts. It's fucking nuts. I mean, look, this is how important the shield is. You know what I mean? But with Wasp, we would have just ran through it, and we'd have murked him straight like that. We'd have ran through it. We wouldn't have to go through none of that. I don't know how she caught me here, but that was good stuff. She was about to pop the hill. That was good stuff. But, you know, as you can see, that was pretty cool, you know, like, all we needed was Watts, you know, to make that a lot easier for us. And Groot too for that hill. You know, a lot of people say Groot is kind of, you know, he's kind of old news, but if you want the Hulks to have that heel that we all, you know, believe they should have, you gotta have Groot on that team. You know, he'll supply that, and then you could put him as, you know, if you want to be funky, you could put him as funky is a funky word, huh? You could put him as the leader and get that 45% physical defense. You know, if you want to, you know. Too bad it's not all attack, but you could, you know, you could finesse. Now we probably would have caught him too that time. This Strange if he had Wasp, you know. But yeah, I think pairing him up with those two characters, and you know, you probably won't have no problem. Now Dormammu is another story. Dormammu is, I don't know what they was doing when you know, they designed Dormammu, because you know that his kid is like, you know, he can't really be touched. You know, I mean, yeah, Doctor Strange could take him out, Odin could take him out, but it's like, it really isn't confirmed which other character could take him out. Now, maybe Ghost Rider, maybe, but I don't know. Now, Robbie, I think Robbie or Inferno, because Inferno with an invincibility obelisk is something else in timeline. I'm gonna tell you, I saw one with a invincibility obelisk that was 6.5 seconds. I kid you not. Never seen that shit in my life. It says 6.5 seconds. So I don't know what type of obelisk this guy had. I don't know if it was a typo, but it did last for that long. I was wondering why his obelisk was on. I'm like, yo, this shit is on for too long. I'm like, what the fuck? So I clicked there. It just says 6. I'm like, wow, this has to be a lie. But I couldn't take a picture. I was in shock. Anyway, we're gonna go with a different game plan. We're gonna just take out Strange because we know we could do it with Cho, but given the circumstances, we're handicapped. This is gonna be a fair fight, so we're gonna wait. 3 hits, you know, he's out of here. Now watch this. Lovely. Look at this. Look at this. This is why Cho is great. Of course, this is all manual play, but you know, it's great. It's pretty impressive, man. Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. Yeah, like I said, I was gonna go against Dormammu. I was like, no. Then I was gonna do this one, but I was like, no too, because you know, his stuns and guard breaks helps his survivability, like most characters, you know. So if you could stick away from that, that's great. Now I didn't do this intentionally, but I'm glad that I kind of got hit by that, just to show, like, you know, how much survivability he gets just from his kit and his defense, you know, like his skills alone, you know, his skills, like, uniform is a must-have. He's a good character. He just needs those extra tools, you know. It's not already in his kit naturally, but it's a powerhouse, man. And I can't say he's a glass cannon either, because like I said, they gave him that super armor, and that 20% is not a lot, but 20% all defense coupled with super armor is pretty good. It's not like Crossbones 50%, but you know, he does get 35% reduce damage received, so that's pretty good. I want to boost this up just to because this is that's one of the AoE moves, and that move is kind of essential because you can cancel it by just like moving the directional pad, just like move the character. So let's say, you know, after it does 2 slams, so after the first slam, if I feel like, you know, I might get hit or something, I could just cancel it by just moving away, and I'll just be able to move away, you know. So that's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. Just showing Black Panther, showing what I got. I use him for ABX combat, so he has the snare, defense pin, damage proc. Working on his uniform a little, you know, just to give him an edge there. But and also I put him on a team with Cho because in the comics they interact with each other. I'm not gonna give any spoilers, but it's pretty cool, you know. It's pretty cool to see how they interact with each other in the comics and all that. You should check that out if you like those characters. But we're gonna get into some Infinity Thanos. Now, this run, we didn't get it the first one. We got it the second run. But you know, I just wanted to play. I wanted to kind of run through some key points in that first fight to just kind of show why we messed up. Because we probably could have got it the first try, but just making, you know, just making mistakes like taking too much damage too early on and things like that. So the key here with Cho is like in and out, you know? It's kind of in and out. You're gonna hit him up, then you're gonna fall back. See, like right there, I just took too much damage. I shouldn't let him hit me there. You gotta be a little patient, but you do want to be aggressive, but you don't want to, you know, be kamikaze. You know what I mean? Now there's one point at this point right here, I don't take no more damage. Literally with Cho, like I take no more damage until I take like no more damage with Cho until like right here. That whole time I ain't take no damage, and then like I fucked up. Like it was over after that. So anyway, we're gonna do it again. Took no damage with him, then like just died. Like mad in a second. I swear these world like just Thanos. The I is for like AI, artificial intelligence, and like the more every week that you play him, he just like he learns new patterns. You know, he just learns like your playing style. Like that's how I feel. I could be just, you know, a conspiracy guy. You know. Thinking that mom was out to get us. Oh man, taking the damage, like wow. But it's not really a lot of damage though, but it's just, you know, that's too much damage too early on. But for some reason I play better. Like the less health I have. It's stupid. It's like I start to think. You know? That's what I'm saying with Groot. If we would have just, you know, maybe substituted Groot, or substituted Black Panther for Groot, we'd have been getting some heals in. We'd been getting some 20% heals, and we could have just been face tanking this guy, you know. Trying to speed it up a little bit. We're doing good. We're doing great. We're playing aggressively. We have a good amount of health left. You know, anyone is pulling through. But also, we definitely need a Black Panther. You're gonna see why soon. Fucked up. Here we go again. See that? But that really wasn't my fault. That was just out of nowhere. You know, I had no control over that. That's why it's always important to move around. But it's just that second phase, you know, so much can happen. So what we did there was we just went kamikaze with Black Panther basically just, we went nuts with this guy, like, you know, we just went nuts. Now this is probably the phase where Cho has the most breathing room, you know. Kudos to Gorgon too. He held it down. I'm not gonna lie. Took him out of his iframe there with ours. We're gonna play smart here. I mean, he's just taking chunks out of this guy, you know? It's like, Cho is like stupid strong. It's ridiculous. Oh yeah, it gets crazy right here. Look at this. Oh my goodness. That is just fucking nuts. That is just bananas. That is bananas. That's how a Hulk should be, you know, definitely, like, very tanky but strong. You know, very tanky, very tanky. I mean, we need to talk about how we did that though, because, you know, we couldn't have definitely did that a lot easier with better strikers, right? And, you know, if our obelisk was below 50% for 5 seconds invincibility, maybe even with a stun resist, you know, or immune to garbage, or maybe not immune to garbage, but that probably would have helped too if we get debuff, right? You know, I think it would have helped us. Then again, no, it's part of the. Can your uniform bonus be debuffed? I don't know that. But anyway, you know, it's just a lot of things that could have made it easier, but we got it done. But I wanted to look at the base stats of like the Hulks, and a few other combat characters, just to kind of see like what's going on. And Cho is probably up there with. He's probably one of has one of the highest base stats, which is basically just this like these are the stats you get for just ranking up the character to 6-star or tier 2 without like doing any gears or anything, or if you didn't do any gears or anything, you know. But you gotta add the gears and the stats and all, and, you know, ISOs and all that stuff, cards. You see, him and Hulk, I think he had like 2 more points than Hulk, but him and Hulk are pretty even. Wow, 21. That's how you know his damage really is all fire. It's all the fire. It's impressive though. So yeah, Cho, you know, he's pretty much the strongest Hulk. Yeah. Capping closer to 6,000. But he only gets about a 700 bump with his T2, you know? But the damage is just nuts though. Still, but as compared to like I think who we looked at is Carnage. Carnage is like nuts. Like look, Hulkbuster is 23. Cho was 25, you know? Black Panther's 21. It's pretty, you know, but it's kind of crazy. Now he got 19, but he's energy, so that's something different. 27 though for Carnage. 27. I think he gets 6,000 off the bat. And then more than 1,000 bump at T2. That's why he's a paywall character. That's why he is the original paywall character. That's why. You're paying for those stats. Those are ridiculous a more than 1,000 increase in attack with his T2. It's bananas. It's bananas. So Cho is like right there, you know. As far as that goes, the stats goes, right? But yeah, damage wise though, pretty good, man. But as you saw in the timeline though, you know, those stuns and guard breaks go a long way. But there's things in the game now that could prevent that from being a problem, you know. So you gotta weigh your options. You gotta know what you're doing. Now I want to kind of look at, just kind of show you the difference in survivability between so just, you know, just kind of do some tests, because I was thinking like, you know, if he gets a rebalancing, I hope they change a skill or two, you know, just like really like just revamp a skill or two, like they did with regular Hulk, you know what I mean? Just because I feel like his 5th skill without the uniform is just like, it's cool and it hits multiple targets and the damage is but it just is not like, why is it not stronger than his 4th skill? You know? That's how I feel. Why doesn't it do more? You know? Like Hulk's 5th skill is slow in animation, but he's slow anyway. He needs attack speed. With attack speed, he's a different character with max attack speed. But it's still strong. It's actually strong, and it has crazy AoE. Like if you're in a mob, once that shit smash, it'll hit everybody. Like if they still alive, for real. But and it's strong. That move is not really, you know. And then if it's single target, it's like it takes away from the damage of the skill. You know, kind of like Captain America's shield throw. So it's kind of, you know, I don't know. I think if they do a rebalancing, it should be more to his non-uniform. And they should just like fix that skill. Fix that 5th skill. So in the 3rd skill too, his 3rd skill, you know, that flip with the jump kick, you know, make that an iframe or give him a guard or you know, something like that, you know. Now look at like the difference in survivability. Just by me attacking, they're basically like stun locked the whole time. They're you know, look at that, like the whole time it's like he's in an iframe like the whole time, as long as he's attacking. See, you see how they're not even attacking? After getting hit, they still staying there as if I was in an iframe. It's ridiculous. Look at that. Look how long after that skill they wait. After the explosion. That's a long time. That's like a fake iframe. Like, that's a long time. I could get the fuck out of there, come back. You know what I'm saying? A skill that I might need could come off cooldown in that time. Anything, like I could get a heal, my shield could proc, you know what I mean? It's kind of crazy, like, you know, all his skills hit everybody, like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody gets spared. It's kind of cool too. I want to show how, like, you know, everything lights up. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the in-depth review. We looked into a lot of things. And I'll see you guys in the next video.